So, as of the time I'm filming this, we are about 12 hours away from round 2 of the W Series in Austria at the Red Bull Ring. It has been very entertaining to watch so far, but here are 3 major things that I feel like if they were changed, could make the W Series just a little bit better and a little bit more entertaining. So before we start, for anyone who doesn't know what the W Series is, it's a women's only racing league that has been running in support of Formula One for the last few years. They usually run the day before, kind of like a NASCAR Xfinity Series, NASCAR Cup Series type thing, if you're familiar with that. Anyway, on to the first change. Problem number 1, the car speeds. They are pretty slow. And granted, they are running the same model car as Formula 3 does, but that doesn't mean they need to go at the same speed as those cars. Granted, you don't need to be hitting F1 speeds, IndyCar speeds. They don't need to be the fastest car on the planet. I'm not saying that. But you can't help when you're watching it, after all the hype is built up, after everything is just growing and growing, but to feel a little bit underwhelmed. Now, don't get me wrong, the actual racing product is pretty entertaining, and the speed at the end of the day, I don't care if you're running relatively slow. If you've got an interesting product, then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna watch that. But as you watch the cars go around, you just can't help but to feel slightly underwhelmed. So, like I said, you don't need to bring them up to F1 speeds. They don't need to be going insanely fast. But do try to bring up that horsepower a little bit. It'll make it a little bit more entertaining to watch. And there are a few people that discredit the series actually because of the speed. It would help give it a lot more validity in the eyes of those people, I suppose. Problem number 2, and in my opinion the biggest problem, get rid of the timer system. Please get rid of the timer system. Now, some of you may be wondering, okay, what do you mean by the timer system? You know, like, don't they just go by laps? You would think so. About every other racing series on the planet, with the exception of endurance racing, uses laps. And the timer just makes it, I feel like it just takes away from some of the racing. Now, the W Series usually races on around 40 minutes. That's how long the timer goes, and it's a countdown. And if you don't want it to be long races, I get that. That is totally fine. But do not use the timer. You can make it shorter laps, right? If you only want it to be a 30, 40 lap race or so, that's fine, and I'm fine with that. But racing using the timer system, like I said, when about everything else on Earth uses the lap system, just takes away from the product a little bit. I don't want to see, oh, Jamie Chadwick wins the race because she was ahead on the last lap when the timer ran out. I want to see Jamie Chadwick win a race because she won on the last lap of certain laps, right? And a whole nother can of worms that opens up is yellow flags. That'll take them out. That'll take out the time. Yellow flags in F1 races, sure, you may lose a lap or two to those, but there's not a set time system. Meanwhile, when you're losing out not only a lap or two to yellow flags in the W Series, you would be losing out a solid amount of time there. So just please adopt the time or the lap system. Like I said, it doesn't need to be insanely long races. Just please fix that. Problem number 3, availability of the races. For most people, the only way that you can really watch anything out of the W Series is YouTube highlights. And that is not a way to get people watching your series. Now, if I was doing like some startup race series, like with go-karts with my friends in the backyard or whatever, sure, I could post that stuff to YouTube. But this is not like some startup series. The W Series is here to stay, and they are trying to market themselves as a legitimate setup of a race league. So why on earth do you not have any major TV rights? Why do you not have really anything set up? You don't have the wide availability to your audience that you would have in really anything else. Heck, even drag racing gets better TV coverage than the W Series. So if you want to truly grow, and the W Series is looking to take a massive step up this season, make it available. Spend some money, sign some TV rights deals, get some more publicity. About the only publicity that the W Series gets, other than like from the F1 every now and then bringing it up, is Jamie Chadwick's commercial for IBM Watson. I don't know what it's like over in like Europe or other parts of the world, but at least in the US, during like IndyCar races, they'll show it. That's about the max most people know about W Series, is maybe they'll see Chadwick and go, oh, that's the commercial person, because they don't have any TV rights. They don't really push marketing at all. So with that being said, those are the 3 major changes that I would make with the W Series to make it a little bit more entertaining, as well as just being available to watch throughout the world. What do you guys think about that? Would you guys watch the W Series if that was a thing? Would you watch it at all? What other changes do you think you should make? Put those down in the comments. Put any future video topics you want to see down in the comments. I'll take a look at them. Thank you for making it to this stage of the video. That is all we've got. You have hit the checkered flag on this video. I'm Krondawg. This is Krondawg Racing, and I will see you next video.